My son is now 15 years old, and he's a gamer. He's a football fan. He's starting linebacker on his varsity football team. The Democratic Party has no way of communicating with him.
Let's jump back to Jake Tapper for a minute. We'll see how we're connecting this here, because he went on another podcast and he was asked something about his son. And I guess he has a 15-year-old son who's a football player, plays video games, things of that nature. And he's seeing how now the left, he had mentioned his son on one of the shows, and then he started getting a lot of hate about his son. And I think you'll see how we're connecting this to what's going on with Gen Z and the confusion about politics and everything else. Take a look.
My son is now 15 years old, and he's a gamer. He's a football fan. Starting linebacker on his varsity football team. The Democratic Party has no way of communicating with him. They have no entree into his world. And in fact, it's interesting. I went on a left-leaning podcast that shall remain nameless, and we were talking about my kids, because I think they were both people without kids. And they asked me about my son, and I said he was... he's a football player and he wants to be a policeman. And their joke was about my 15-year-old son. Oh, how does he feel about minorities? Like the idea that he wants to be a policeman, therefore he's racist, my son. And that was the big laugh. And then I got dragged in the comments and all that stuff. And I thought to myself, this is why you are losing elections.
100%.
Like my football playing son, who has no political views. He's 15. He thinks about World War II and gaming and playing linebacker. That's his world. You're deciding he's a racist because he wants to be a cop. And why does he want to be a cop? He wants to be a cop because he wants to help people, and he thinks that's the best way he can help people. And that's how the Democratic Party talks to men, not just white men, but men. And I get the idea that they thought Tim Walz could what's the term he used, code switch or something. He thought that he could translate the Democratic Party values because he hunts and fishes and owns a gun and was in the army and drinks a beer. At least there was an attempt.
Jake, welcome to the party, pal. I think as Jake Tapper now gets red-pilled, and you can see it's going to happen, if there's anything left in him, and I do think there is something left in him, he's going to be red-pilled now. I don't know how he's going to deal with that at CNN, or maybe they're going to see the tea leaves change and him being more right-leaning or something will help ratings, because that is where he makes most of his money. As he said, I think he makes about $10 to $15 million a year. It's an awful lot of cash, which is why he can write a book and not need the money that he's still going to take. But okay, your son's a football player and your son's a gamer and he wants to be a policeman. Yeah, your son is probably going to be a conservative, and I mean probably a small c conservative who probably won't care that much about abortion. That would be my guess. Certainly won't care about gay marriage, but definitely will not like BLM, but probably will like law and order, probably will like a safe border, probably wouldn't want his genitals cut off or his kids' genitals cut off, your grandchildren, Jake. So the red pilling is here. So congratulations to the Democrats who are now going to go with this girl as they push Hogg out, and they've got the clown car of people from Lady Eyelashes to AOC and an ever more absurd Bernie Sanders.